I'm Carlos Marietta.
And I'm Anna Adams. Welcome to another week of Cougar sports coverage.
Today we have an inside look at Dayon Henley's draft prospects.
And what's next for WSU baseball, next on
CougZone. Cougar baseball returned to Bailey-Brayton this weekend as the Cougs went up against the Arizona Wildcats and won the three-game series. The Cougs won the first game 6-3 as Jonah Advincula and Cam McGee each collected 2 hits, while McGee also had 2 RBIs and were able to make a comeback late in the game to take Game 1. The second game was an offensive showdown as both teams were putting up runs early, but the Cougs ran within the 4th inning, putting up a 5-run inning with the help of Jacob McKeon and Sam Brown, as McKeon went up 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs and Brown of 3 for 4 day with 2 RBIs as well. The Cougs took second game 11-8, but failed to complete the sweep and lost Sunday's contest 8-14 as the pitching couldn't hold the Wildcats' offense. The Cougs also went to Spokane yesterday to take on the Gonzaga Bulldogs and were able to bounce back and beat the Bulldogs 4-2. The pitching was solid as 6 Cougs collectively held the Bulldogs to 2 runs and 8 hits. The Cougs were also held to 8 hits, but were able to use those hits more efficiently to get the win. The Cougar baseball team will be back in Pullman this weekend, facing off against Santa Clara in a 3-game series.
The Washington State University women's rowing team won their 28th Folly Cup in program history this past week on April 12th against Gonzaga at Medical Lake in Washington. The Cougs secured this win in a head-to-head 2,000-meter race with their varsity 8 crew, finishing 1.63 seconds ahead of the Bulldogs. This is the 28th time the WSU women have won the Folly Cup in its 31-year history. The Cougs also won the overall regatta against Gonzaga, as the varsity's 2nd and 3rd crews clocked wins against the Bulldogs as well. The WSU women's team will head to the 2023 Lake Wheeler Rowing Invitational, co-sponsored by UNC Chapel Hill and Duke University women's rowing programs, on April 21st. 17 different teams are scheduled to compete starting at 9 a.m. This will be the last invitational before the Pac-12 Rowing Championship on May 14th and the NCAA Championship on May 26th.
As the tennis season comes to an end, the team suffered 2 losses last week in the Golden State against number 30 California and number 11 Stanford. Last Friday, they faced California. The Cougs' Eva Alvarez-Sandy got her 19th win of the year for the team, but it wasn't enough as the WSU lost 6-1. In doubles, the Cougs that are number 53 nationally ranked Alvarez-Sandy and Elise Tezzi faced up against number 9 Jessica Osola and Katja Wirschholm from Cal, suffering 6-4, but they certainly look pretty good, and since they are freshmen and sophomores, their 2024 season looks to have a bright future. In the only win the Cougars had against Cal, the Cougs' Alvarez-Sandy picked up a 6-3, 0-6, and a 6-4 win against Haley Giovara of California. Then on Saturday, the Cougars face one of the top teams in the country right now, number 11 Stanford, losing 4-1, again in doubles. The Cougars duo Alvarez-Sandy and Elsie Tezzi lost number 28 to number 28 Cardinals duo Angelica Blake and Alexis Blokina, 6-4. After these 2 heartbreaking losses, WSU will travel to Seattle to play their last game of the season against number 19 Washington. In the 2023 edition of the Apple Cup, the matchup is set for Saturday at noon at the Bill Quallen Tennis Stadium and will be streamed on the Pac-12 live stream.
Spring is in the air, but football season will be here before you know it. Before members of WSU football, spring means football, as for the past month, the Cougs have been hard at work with full padded practice 3 days a week. At 3 p.m. Saturday, the Cougs' hard work in spring ball will culminate in the annual Crimson and Gray game, WSU's final live scrimmage of the spring. With new offensive and defensive coordinators, the Cougs have taken advantage of the spring to learn a system that is not entirely new. Dickert said, in his 2nd year on the Palouse, Cougar quarterback Cam Ward has a dynamic wide receiver group at his disposal with 3 transfers from the Mountain West schools, JUCO transfers, and underclassmen making their presence known. And of course, Lincoln Victor, the veteran receiver, vying for a chance to be great in 2023.
Yeah, just approaching every single day as a new opportunity to get better. not dwelling on the past. And I feel like every day of practice is a chance to get better at something. And for me, the game is always evolving for me and trying to add traits to my game and picking up nuances from other players and seeing how I can take the information to application, as Coach Witt says, and apply it on the field here. And I think the difference this year with me is I'm just trying to do my job the best of my ability. And if I can do that, I know that if I can do my 1/11th, then everyone else on the field will take part.
Victor said the spring has also been a change for younger players to blossom, including redshirt freshman Javinsky Schlembacher.
The 23 NFL Draft will take place on April 27th through the 29th in Kansas City, Missouri. Currently, there are no Cougs slated to go in the first round. However, WSU star linebacker Deion Henley is expected possibly to get off the board early in the second round, with many NFL teams looking to draft him there. Henley has gained interest in teams like Las Vegas Raiders, the New York Giants, the New York Jets, the Carolina Panthers, the Houston Texans, and even here in Washington with the Seattle Seahawks. Concluding his Senior Bowl performance, Henley continued to impress NFL scouts and teams with his efforts at the NFL Draft and at WSU's Pro Day in Pullman, where almost every NFL team sent a representative to watch him. I'm excited to see where will happen next week, what sporting events are happening in Pullman next week. Monique?
Thanks, Carlos. We have an exciting week to start in Cougar athletics. The women's golf team will compete at the Pac-12 Championship in Arizona Monday through Wednesday. Also this week, the rowing team will attend the Invitational hosted by Lake Wheeler in Raleigh, North Carolina. The track and field team as well will be attending an Invitational this Saturday hosted by Central Washington University. The tennis team will head on over to Seattle this Saturday to take on the University of Washington. In addition, this Saturday, the football team will showcase the annual Crimson and Gray game, with kickoff starting at 3 p.m. at Giza Field. The game will be broadcasted on the Pac-12 network for anyone interested in tuning in. Lastly, but certainly not least, this week the Cougar baseball team will be hosting a 3-game series starting Friday at 3 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at noon against Santa Clara. Good luck to all the teams playing this weekend, sending it back to the desk.
Thanks, Monique. The Washington State University men's golf team competed at the 2023 El Macero Classic in El Macero, California this past weekend. Standout senior Pano Yanagi posted a top 10 finish, tying in 7th with a 6 under 210 to finish. Junior Preston Bybich also posted a top 25 finish as he ended the tournament shooting even par 216. As a team, the Cougs finished the El Macero Classic in 10th place on the team leaderboard. WSU concluded the 3-day tournament by shooting 3 over 291 in Sunday's third round to collect WSU's 5th top 10 team finish of the season. This effort comes after a disappointing outcome at the previous tournament, where the Cougs placed 20 out of 28. The men's golf team will return on April 28th, as the Cougs will participate in the 2023 Pac-12 Men's Golf Championship. This year, Pac-12 Championship will be hosted by Stanford and will take place at the Stanford Golf Club. Following the Pac-12 Championship will be the NCAA Regionals on May 15th and the NCAA Championship on May 26th.
Thanks for watching CougZone. If you like our content, stay tuned because we have a special edition coming out.
We will have a regularly scheduled CougZone as well as a duplicate episode completely in Spanish.
We will have all your favorite sports segments and athletes for all our Spanish-speaking fans and WSU athletes.
Thanks for watching. If you want to watch any more Wazoo Sports Network content, check us out on the Cable 8 YouTube.
And follow us on Instagram at Wazoo Sports Network and on Twitter at Wazoo Sportsnet.
You'll be seeing me
and me next week on Spanish episode of CougZone. Adios. Oh, that was good, guys. I really enjoyed this.